Have you ever felt a shift in the air, a sudden electric awareness that someone is seeing you, truly seeing you for the first time? That moment when he looks at you and his eyes betray a realization so deep it shakes him to his core, that's the moment I'm talking about. The moment he finally recognizes something undeniable. You are the woman his mother always spoke of, the woman who embodies strength, warmth, grace, and unshakable authenticity. And in that moment, everything he thought he knew about women, love, and respect collapses. You see, it's not about perfection, it's about presence. It's about the way you carry yourself, the way you speak your truth, the way your laughter fills a room without asking for permission. He notices the kindness in your hands, the courage in your heart, the fire in your soul. And he's startled, not because you demanded it, but because you never did. You simply existed fully, unapologetically, and that truth hits him like lightning. He suddenly remembers all the lessons his mother tried to teach him about respect, honor, and the sacredness of a woman's spirit. And he realizes with a quiet, almost painful clarity that what he's been searching for in the world was standing right in front of him all along. That's the moment everything changes. That's the moment he knows he cannot take you for granted. The moment has passed, but its echo lingers. He starts noticing the little things, the way your eyes light up when you talk about something you love, the unwavering strength in the decisions you make, the way you embrace life with both hands without fear. Suddenly, he's paying attention. He's listening in ways he never has before. It's subtle, almost imperceptible, but it's there, like a shift in the tide that changes everything without a word spoken. He begins to understand that your presence is not just a gift. It's a force. It doesn't need his validation. It doesn't bend for his ego. It doesn't compete for attention. It simply exists, steady, resilient, undeniable. And in that realization, he feels a pang of humility, a quiet recognition that he has underestimated the depth of a woman who carries herself with integrity and grace. He starts reflecting on the lessons he learned from his mother, how she demanded respect without asking, how she carried herself with quiet dignity, how her strength was never loud but always felt. And suddenly, he sees you in the same light. He sees that you embody all those qualities naturally, without effort, without pretense. It's a mix of awe and fear, admiration and regret. He begins to realize that the connection he's feeling is not just attraction, it's recognition of the woman who is unwavering, powerful, and deeply rooted in her authenticity. And that recognition sparks something within him, a desire to rise to meet the standard you silently hold, a standard his mother once defined, and now you effortlessly exemplify. He starts to notice your courage, the kind that doesn't scream for attention, but whispers in every choice you make, in every boundary you set, in every risk you take without asking for permission. It's the quiet strength that bends but never breaks, that faces storms without flinching, that rises even when the world doubts you. And in that courage, he sees something that leaves him both humbled and mesmerized depth. This isn't surface level admiration. It's a profound recognition of who you are at your core. He begins to see the layers of your life, the struggles you've endured, the battles you've fought in silence, the dreams you've pursued despite fear, the heartbreaks that shaped your soul. And he realizes that what he's been drawn to is not just beauty or charm, it's your story. The story of a woman who is unshakable, who owns her truth, and whose very existence commands respect. He notices how you hold your ground, how you speak without apology, how your heart expands even when the world has tried to shrink it. Every glance, every gesture, every word is a testament to your authenticity. And with each observation, he feels a mixture of awe and reverence. He starts to understand that the woman before him is not a reflection of anyone else. She's uniquely, powerfully herself. In this revelation, he feels a shift in his own soul. He knows that the woman he's seeing now, the one who carries herself with unwavering strength, is the embodiment of the love, respect, and wisdom his mother hoped he would recognize in life. And in that understanding, he begins to honor not just you, but the sacredness of all women who carry themselves with integrity and courage. He begins to notice the invisible lines you draw, the quiet but firm boundaries that define your space, your time, and your energy. At first, he might have seen them as obstacles, as walls to navigate around. But now, in this moment of clarity, he understands these boundaries are not barriers, they are reflections of your worth. They are the silent language of self-respect, a code he cannot ignore. He starts to realize that every no you utter, every limit you set, is an expression of your inner strength. He sees that these boundaries are not to be challenged, bent, or broken. They are sacred, non-negotiable, negotiable, and rooted in a deep understanding of yourself. And in that realization, something shifts in him. A new kind of admiration begins to take hold. He understands, finally, that the woman he's been drawn to is not someone to possess or control. She is someone to honor, someone whose spirit cannot be diminished. And with that understanding comes a quiet reverence. He recognizes that respect is not optional. It is the baseline, the essential currency required to be in the presence of a woman like you. Every interaction, every conversation now carries weight. He notices the subtlety of your strength, the unwavering conviction in your choices, and the grace with which you enforce your boundaries. And he begins to see that this is exactly what makes you extraordinary. A combination of power and gentleness, courage and compassion, strength and empathy. In that moment, he realizes that you are not just a partner, a friend, or a lover. You are a force of nature, a woman whose presence demands integrity, honor, and respect. And he understands that he can either rise to meet you or fall behind. He begins to see beyond the surface, the laughter, the beauty, the charm, and notices the wisdom in your eyes, the quiet intelligence in your words, the depth of your perspective. It hits him like a revelation. This is a woman who has lived, who has stumbled, risen, learned, and grown without losing her essence. Every conversation with you feels like a glimpse into a universe he's never fully understood, a universe built on resilience, insight, and heart. He starts reflecting on his own experiences, realizing that the lessons his mother tried to instill in him, the values, the patience, the discernment, are mirrored in you. And suddenly, he sees that you embody all of it, not as an expectation for him to follow, but as a standard for life itself. Your wisdom is not loud or boastful. It's subtle, profound, and magnetic. And he feels the gravity of it pulling him in, demanding his attention, his respect, his admiration. He admires how you navigate life's complexities with grace, how you make decisions rooted in clarity and courage, how you face challenges with an unwavering heart. He realizes that your depth is not just emotional or intellectual, it is spiritual, it resonates, it teaches, it inspires. And in that resonance, he feels both humbled and awakened. He begins to understand that this is not about attraction or desire in the shallow sense. This is recognition of a woman whose strength, wisdom, and authenticity are undeniable, a woman whose very existence reminds him of the values and love his mother held sacred. And in that recognition, awe takes root, settling deep in his chest. A quiet but powerful force that changes everything. He starts noticing the rare consistency in your words and actions, the alignment between what you say and what you do. He sees that you don't compromise your values for convenience, approval, or temporary gain. Your loyalty is not conditional. It is deliberate, measured, and deeply rooted in who you are. And he realizes with a mix of awe and humility that he has never encountered a woman like this before. Every promise you make, every commitment you honor reflects the integrity that courses through your being. He notices the way you honor relationships, the way you speak truth, even when it is uncomfortable, the way you stand firm without aggression or fear. And in that observation, he feels a quiet, almost reverent acknowledgement. This is someone whose moral compass is unwavering, someone whose loyalty is earned and respected, not taken for granted. He begins to understand that integrity and loyalty are not just traits. They are the backbone of your presence, the invisible threads that make you unshakable. And in seeing this, he is confronted with his own patterns, his own missteps, his own assumptions about what women should be versus what they truly are. He feels both challenged and inspired, recognizing that you are not here to fit into his world, but to elevate it. In that realization, he senses a shift in his heart, a deeper respect, a deeper admiration, a quiet recognition that the woman before him embodies a rare, sacred combination strength, loyalty, and unwavering integrity. And he understands with a clarity that takes his breath away that he cannot overlook this truth. To honor you is to honor the love, respect, and wisdom his mother hoped he would one day recognize. He begins to see the quiet power in your emotional resilience. The way you face life's storms without losing yourself, the way you hold space for your feelings without letting them control you, the way you rise again and again, even when the weight of the world threatens to pull you under. It's a strength that doesn't shout, it doesn't demand attention. But it is undeniable, magnetic, and transformative. He notices how you carry your scars with grace, how you've learned from heartbreak without becoming bitter, how you allow vulnerability without surrendering your dignity. And in that observation, he feels a mix of wonder and humility. He understands that true emotional strength is not about never falling. It's about falling, learning, and standing taller each time. And you, standing before him, embody that truth fully. He begins to see that your strength is not just about surviving, it's about thriving, inspiring, and shaping the world around you. You handle conflicts with clarity, you make tough choices with courage, and you navigate relationships with empathy without losing yourself. Every challenge you overcome, every emotional barrier you break, reinforces the realization in him, this is a woman unlike any other he has known. And in that realization, admiration deepens into respect, and respect matures into reverence. He sees not just a partner, but a force, a woman whose emotional depth, resilience, and unwavering authenticity set a standard that cannot be ignored. He finally recognizes that the lessons his mother instilled in him about strength, grace, and dignity are alive in you, embodied in ways that are both inspiring and humbling. He begins to notice your independence, the way you move through life fully self-reliant, confident in your decisions, and unwavering in your pursuit of purpose. You don't cling, you don't plead, you don't settle for less than you deserve. And in that realization, he feels a mix of awe and a quiet fear, awe at your power, and fear because he knows he cannot control or confine it. He sees how you create your own happiness, manage your own dreams, and carve your own path without waiting for validation. Every choice you make, every step you take reflects a life lived on your terms, a life defined by freedom, authenticity, and clarity of self. And he begins to understand that this independence is not a challenge to him. It is a revelation. He feels the weight of your self-sufficiency and the grace in which you carry it. It is magnetic. It commands respect. It teaches lessons without speaking, and it forces him to reckon with his own understanding of strength and partnership. He starts to realize that a woman like you cannot be tamed, persuaded, or diminished. She is a force of nature, whole in herself, and yet infinitely capable of love that is conscious, intentional, and profound. In this moment, he understands that independence does not mean absence of connection. It means presence with power. He sees that your freedom is not a threat. It is a testament to your authenticity. And with that understanding comes a deeper, richer respect, a recognition that he is witnessing a woman who embodies the love, dignity, and strength that his mother always wished he would cherish. He begins to feel it, the magnetic pull of your presence. It's subtle, yet undeniable. It's in the way you command a room without demanding it, in the way your laughter lingers in the heart, in the way your confidence and authenticity leave a lasting impression. He realizes that what he's drawn to is not just beauty, not just charm, it's the essence of you, a force that cannot be ignored or overlooked. He notices how people are naturally drawn to your energy, how respect follows you effortlessly, and how your integrity radiates even when you're silent. And in this realization, he feels both challenged and inspired. He understands that you are not simply someone to admire from a distance. You are a standard, a measure of strength, wisdom, and grace that compels him to rise to meet it. He begins to comprehend that your magnetism is not about seeking attention. It's about embodying your truth. It's about living fully, unapologetically, and authentically, regardless of who notices or approves. And that authenticity is electrifying, awakening a recognition in him that he has never felt before. He sees that you are not here to fit into his expectations. You are here to show him what true respect, love, and partnership look like. In that moment, he feels the weight of your presence, the depth of your spirit, and the power of your authenticity. He realizes that the woman standing before him is extraordinary in every sense, a living embodiment of the lessons, values, and love his mother always hoped he would recognize. And he knows that everything he thought he understood about women, about love, about life, will never be the same again. And then it happens, the full realization, the moment where all the subtle shifts, the quiet observations, the growing admiration, and respect culminate into a powerful, undeniable truth. He sees you not just as a woman, but as the woman, the embodiment of strength, grace, wisdom, and authenticity. He feels it deep in his chest, a recognition that shakes him to his core. You are everything he was taught to honor, everything he instinctively respects, everything he's ever needed to understand about the sacredness of a woman's soul. He feels awe at your courage, admiration for your integrity, reverence for your wisdom, and wonder at your emotional strength. He feels both humbled and inspired by your independence, captivated by your presence, and finally aware of the boundaries, loyalty, and power that define you. Every lesson his mother imparted, every value he was meant to recognize, crystallizes in that instant as he looks at you, fully, clearly, and without illusion. And in that moment, he understands you are not here to be shaped or controlled. You are here to be honored, to be respected, to be cherished, and to be recognized for the extraordinary woman you are. His awareness of your essence changes everything. How he sees you, how he interacts with you, and how he respects the rare, undeniable force that is you. This is the moment of truth, the moment he realizes that you are whole, powerful, and extraordinary, and that recognizing it is the only way he can ever truly honor you. And in that realization, everything shifts. He cannot forget it. He cannot diminish it. He cannot go back. He sees you fully, and that is enough.